plastic
water bottle and a paper towel roll.
Welcome to our second teacher spotlight we have here on Studio 6. And today we have Mr. Johnson, who is the English teacher for 10th grade. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And do you want to tell us who you are and what's your role here?
Yeah, so Mr. Johnson, I graduated from this high school in 2013. I teach the 10th grade English, so I have all of the 10th graders. And then I also have one section of seniors British Lit, which is very fun. So, yeah.
All right. Well, tell us about your family.
My family, well, I have a very interesting family that's very deeply connected to this school. My dad is currently the woodshop teacher here, and my mom used to be an English teacher here. I actually teach in her old classroom, which is really cool. I grew up being here with my parents when they would come in on the weekends to do grading, or, you know, before schools, or even on snow days. I would spend my days here at the school just because my parents were literally always here doing work. But other than that, I have 3 brothers. I have an older brother and then 2 younger brothers. My youngest brother is still a senior here at Fairmont High School, so it's sort of funny to see him in the hallways.
If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Oh my goodness, what a great question. I would go with a ponderosa pine tree. They don't need much to survive. They're often in sort of like the rocky, cliffy areas, but they are very specific to like a general region, which is sort of that like South Dakota, sort of like east of the Rockies sort of area. I like that they're specific and that they're not like one of the like a bonsai tree that needs a lot of care. So yeah.
That sounds cool. What makes you the happiest?
Oh, my friends. I love my friends. I got to like see them for the first time in a while last weekend because they also live in Minneapolis, and we got to hang out. And there was just like a moment where we were standing in my friend's apartment, and I was just sort of looking around at them, and I'm like, oh, I just love to be surrounded by you people. But definitely a close second would be like hiking in the woods. I often hike by myself, and it's like a very like zen, introspective moment, and I like to just take in the beauty of nature. But so friends and then hiking.
All right. Can you name the 12 provinces of Canada?
No.
No?
I can give it a shot. So we have Newfoundland, we have Quebec, we have Alberta, we have Manitoba, we have Prince Edward Island, we have the Yukon, we have Labrador, we have... God, there's 12 of them? I think that's as good as I'm going to get, right? Has anyone done better?
We only asked you that question.
Ah!
We have
Okay.
unique questions for everyone.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
All right. Who is your celebrity crush?
Oh my gosh. Don't do that to me. I would say, well, I have 2. We're going to go with Josh Duhamel, just because he's a good North Dakota boy. He was in this movie when I was a teenager called Life as We Know It with Katherine Heigl. Like, Katherine Heigl and Josh Duhamel hate each other, but then their friends die and leave them their baby, and they have to learn to like each other to raise the baby. Anyway, I watched that when I was, like, homesick or something, and I was like, who is this? And then I later found out he's from, like, North Dakota, and he does all their, like, North Dakota tourism ads. I'm like, oh, he's a good, like, Midwestern boy. So I like that. He was also used to be married to Fergie, fun fact.
Oh.
And when she messed up the national anthem at that at the basketball game, he sent her a massive like bouquet of flowers. And I'm like, that's nice.
That's so sweet.
Right? Like, we all know she's turned into this viral sensation for being like horrible. I'm still gonna send you flowers regardless.
Aww.
Yeah.
All right. And how are you liking Fairmont High School so far?
Oh boy. Yeah, I would say it's a mixed bag. It's really interesting to be back now as a teacher, just because, you know, I used to be a student here. I was in all of the activities, and now I sort of have to play the other role of being sort of the authoritarian, being the one who's in charge, rather than just my usual antics that I got into just running around the school. But you know, with that also means that I'm very familiar with the space, and I've known these teachers for so long. Like, because my parents are teachers here, because I grew up coming here before I was even like in high school here. I know many of them, which makes things so much easier for me. Like I've known, so Mrs. Goodall, one of the English teachers, is one of my mentor teachers, and I've known her since she moved here and became a teacher here when I was in 8th grade, and she's now like my mom's like really, really good friend. And so to have someone that I've known forever be here with me makes the experience here at Fairmont so much better. Obviously, there's things that I would love to change, but there's some like cultural stuff that obviously, I don't personally love. It's, I still live in Minneapolis. There's a reason I live in a big city, and coming down to a smaller sort of community like this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm just like, oh gosh, we're not even gonna try to engage with that one today. But for the most part, I love being here at FHS. I have so many great memories. I'm so like proud to be a Cardinal and to come from here and to, represent this now in my next stage of life.
I would be so awkward if I came back here after graduating.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the nice thing is that, like, I don't know many of the kids. I sort of know some of your parents. That's a weird one. But, like, for the most part, we've like, there's been enough generations that come through, like a full generational turnover, that I don't know them. The only reason I would know a kid is if they're friends with my brother. And, that's just the seniors, and they don't care about me at all. Well, not in like a mean way. They're just like, they're worrying about college. They're like done. They don't care about anything.
Just kind of done with high school.
Yeah, but I mean, I have my seniors right now in my second semester, and it's like, okay, I know we want to be done, but we have to keep going. We still have a semester. We have things to do. But yeah, but no, it's great. I think that if you were to take 10 years off from being here, because it's almost my 10-year reunion from graduating from here, if you were to come back 10 years later, I think you would see that you just sort of fit in. You just know it. It might be a little bit weird, but because especially like some roles had changed. Like when Kim Niss, Mrs. Niss, who's now the principal of curriculum, was my 8th grade math teacher. Now she's like in charge of things, and I'm like, that's weird. But yeah, or things like Mr. Mahoney was my. Did you guys ever do Cardinal Connections?
We had, oh my gosh, we had that, but we called it a different name.
Okay. So he was my Cardinal Connections leader. And so now I'm like, oh, you're the athletics director. That's sort of fun, but I don't know. But for the most part, it's good.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, you're going to interview us? Okay.
Can you name the 12 provinces of Canada?
There's only 10.
What? All right. How many did I get, though? I got close.
You were close.
Yeah.
What is your McDonald's order?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so I don't eat meat. I eat like a mostly like veg diet. But if I do happen to be in the vicinities of a McDonald's and I feel the Golden Arches calling me, large French fries.
Same.
The French fries are always so
the
good.
French fries are the best. The only thing that I think would ever beat them is like a Chick-fil-A waffle fry.
Oh, yeah.
Or, no, I think that's probably it. But I do think the McDonald's French fry is superior.
But with the French fries, they have to be like not too hot, but like not too cold. Just like in that right
in that good zone where you can just shovel them in. You're not burning your mouth.
Yeah.
I agree. I always think the best time, though, to get... Sorry, I shouldn't be clapping in front of the mic. The best time to get French fries, though, is when it's busy, because then you know they're fresh, and they're not just sitting around. So, like, even if you see a line, it's a good sign.
That way they're not, like, sitting around picking up diseases or something.
Yes, and becoming, like, soft and, like... Just yeah. You got a floppy fry? No.
Yeah, no, when we worked there, we threw away, like, a lot of cold fries.
Oy. You could just throw them outside for the seagulls.
That'd actually be smarter. There's just a little trash can devoted to fries.
Oh my gosh. That's so sad.
All right. Can we hear your best Elmo impression?
Oh my gosh. I was working on it because Elmo went viral on TikTok for being like funny and sassy.
Yeah.
What is that? What was he saying? It was like a wooden bowl. What's the line? Do you remember the thing that went viral for Elmo?
Oatmeal container.
A wooden bowl.
A
Plastic
water bottle and a paper towel roll.
That was so good. Give you a clap.
I'm good at giving like C+ impressions. Like, it's never the right thing. It's always an impression of someone doing the impression.
It's always
But-
just
It's
good
like-
enough where it's
like-
funny.
Yeah, you're on the
Yes.
right track.
Yeah, someone could tell, like, if it push came to shove, if we're on a game show and I had to do an impression, I could do it, and I'm 70% confident they'll get it right.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have so much more to say. I'm just kidding.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. This is
Of
so fun. This is
course.
so cool. I love that you guys are doing this.